After John Dutton's death, Beth Dutton vows to uncover the truth behind his demise. Market Equities and Sarah Atwood seize the chance to advance their development project by supporting Jamie Dutton as the next governor of Montana. Kayce Dutton and Rip Wheeler grieve John's passing while worrying about the future of the Yellowstone Dutton Ranch. The episode begins with flashbacks from Rip Wheeler's and his cowboys' lives, as the apocalypse of change takes a nostalgic look back at their past. A rattlesnake climbed on top of Tia, bringing death within touching distance. Her employer had to hand capture and kill the serpent. Throughout their brief settlement, the gang met numerous additional very poisonous snakes, prompting them to relocate their tents. As Rip assisted his crew in settling into the dangerous and unpredictable Texas terrain, Beth showed up and found him using a GPS tracker that had been hidden in his wallet. A policewoman pulled her over and asked her to slow down. To Beth's surprise, the officer wanted her to express her gratitude to her husband for being a cowboy. Little did she know that the cattle country holds its culture in such high regard. She got Rip to a motel once she found him, so they could have some alone time. She placed an order for vodka at a speakeasy bar. As the night progressed, the bartender had an epiphany when she served a bottle made by the 4-6's Ranch, or the 6666 Ranch, depending on who you ask, and understood that there are a variety of ways a ranch might increase its revenue. Rip shocked her by revealing that it was his first time traveling outside of Montana. As Jamie and Beth question the same, the present day finds Beth deciding to confront her adopted brother Jamie about John's death. Just as she's about to depart, she runs across Summer Higgins, who, regardless of her feelings about it, must serve out her house arrest there. The environmentalist learns from Beth that her father used the house arrest as a tactic to keep the environmentalist under his care. Summer is free to pack her bags and go, as she has always been an independent lady. Her enemy abandons her at the ranch, but Rip escorts her to the airport. Subsequently, Beth unexpectedly visits Jamie's workplace. He doesn't even bother to lock the door to his office, as he is so shocked and terrified by her sight. He avoids looking his adopted sister in the eye and stays silent when she presses him for an explanation of his role in John's death. His actions lead Beth to believe that he is responsible for her loved one's true fate. She tells him that she is the last person he will see before he dies, which means that he is about to pass away. Sarah, on her way out of the office, wants to meet with the Attorney General to discuss the future of a project at her company. Sarah gets under Beth's skin, and Beth ends up physically restraining Sarah. Jamie steps in to prevent the businesswoman from contacting the Capitol Police when she requests their assistance. After speaking with her brother Kayce, Beth reveals that their father's murder was orchestrated by Jamie and Sarah. The cattle commissioner becomes increasingly convinced of his culpability after discovering that his adoptive brother doesn't even bother to deny being involved in the situation. He gets in touch with Cade, a buddy who has connections to companies that provide logistical solutions. Cade suggests that a company headquartered in Houston might be the organization behind the assignment when Kayce inquires. In the conclusion, now that John Dutton is dead, the fate of the Yellowstone Dutton Ranch is in the balance. Everyone seems to agree that Kayce will get the ranch, or at least a large chunk of it, when Lloyd Pierce starts to question if he needs a new career. The cattle commissioner inquires of his son, Tate Dutton, whether he plans to take over the family property in the future. Tate wants to get a job there, but he's scared to operate the establishment on his own after seeing how the same role killed his grandpa. If Tate is prepared to run the ranch, Kayce seems to be interested in inheriting it, given that the young man has made his choice clear. He probably isn't thrilled to be running the family company, especially considering he isn't even a cowboy, but he still isn't keen on the idea of the land falling into the hands of a stranger. The Dutton Ranch is where his second child, who passed away, lived. He will not stand by and watch while others dig a grave where his baby rests. Thus, the ranch could end up in the hands of Beth and Rip. They are both qualified and experienced enough to continue John's legacy, since they are in charge of the property's related businesses at the moment. But getting your hands on the property might be a bit of a challenge. In response to John's attempts to use conservation laws to safeguard his property, Sarah and Jamie have been plotting a countermeasure. Even more surprisingly, Market Equities has been given the go-ahead by the Attorney General to move forward with the developmental project's planning phase. Within a year, he plans to take over the ranch for the company. As a treat for her partner, Sarah lets him have his way with her in his office, and he is overjoyed to hear the timeline. Both she and his possible election as Montana's next governor are considered fruits of his success, and she advises him to learn to enjoy it.